The Firekeepers Casino 400 around the Michigan Speedway was on this weekend, guys, but let's have a look at the main talking points as always here on the channel. So we'll start from the first stage as always. Who was looking good to take the early advantage? Well, that was very much Chase Briscoe, who took the lead from Kyle Busch off the line, making full use of the momentum around the outside on the outside line. But it was Chris Buescher who had the pace late on to take the lead in stage one. Briscoe crossed the line in 4th position. The second thing we learned is that NASCAR cars are very safe. We had a really nasty crash midway through the second stage, and thankfully everybody involved was okay. Alex Bowman was definitely the guy who will be feeling worse for wear, but the main thing is that he is relatively alright. He said on his team radio that he was absolutely fine. It was a big crash though. The cause of this was Custer, who got a bit loose in the 41 car going through one of the turns. He lost control of his car and made contact with both Daniel Suarez and Bowman. Bowman basically just ricocheting straight up into the barrier. He must have hit it at least 180 miles an hour, but thankfully he was relatively okay. We did see a red flag though, just to make sure everything was going to be as smooth as possible. It's rare that we see red flags in NASCAR without it being some sort of rain delay or something like that, but yeah, we saw one for that, which was the correct decision by the organizers of the race. The third thing that we learned is that when it restarted, William Byron was leading, but we saw a spin for Ryan Blaney that very much put the cat amongst the pigeons. Blaney was just minding his own business and for some reason just went up into the wall and damaged his car as a result, got a puncture, spun on his way going down into pit lane. But it was a duel at the front at the restart in the closing stages of stage 2 between Byron and Austin Cindric, with also Carson Hocevar up there. Hocevar really making a menace for himself recently in NASCAR, really been putting himself up into the upper echelons of the sport. It's great to see. But in the end, it was William Byron who took it and took the stage 2 victory as a result. Flat tires though, fourth thing that we learned. Flat tires very much playing a huge part in this race. Carson Hocevar was near the front, but he got a flat rear left tire, and the same thing as well happened to Todd Gilliland. The tires really screaming out no more during this race at Michigan, but it was also fuel as well. The last thing that we learned, fuel strategy becoming an absolutely clutch for Denny Hamlin. He was battling for the lead between himself and William Byron, but Byron had to bail out with just a few laps to go. He ran out of fuel and he had to go down pit lane for some more gas. He was under pressure, was Denny Hamlin, in the closing stages, and he was very much backing off, but he just had enough gas in the tank to be able to get across the line and win his 3rd NASCAR Cup Series event of the season. This, of course, tying him level with Kyle Larson and also Christopher Bell, also on 3 victories at the top of that particular ranking in the NASCAR Cup Series. Denny Hamlin, if you saw his antics after the race, was very much trying to annoy the crowd, for lack of a better term, really. Very much repping Ohio for whatever reason. Of course, in Michigan will not win you any popularity contest, but it did win in the contest today. He, of course, wins and goes to victory lane as a result, 3rd time this season, like I said. But yeah, those were the main highlights from the Firekeepers Casino 400 in the NASCAR Cup Series this weekend around the Michigan Speedway. What were the main things that you learned? What were the main takeaways from this event? What did you think of Denny Hamlin's antics after taking victory and saying that he in fact beat everybody's favorite driver that weekend? His words, not mine, but yeah, your thoughts in the comments below. I'm sure you got plenty of them, guys. And yeah, we'll see you soon for much more content like this on the world of NASCAR and motorsport here on the website. Guys, have a great time wherever in the world today, and we'll see you very soon.